Hi, I'm Shelly Stokes from Cedar Canyon Textiles. We all have tried making rubbings from these plates, and the one thing that I know is that these things are slippery. They want to move around on the table while we're working, and our fabric tends to move while we're trying to paint. The first thing we're going to do is to use a sticky mat. This is a Grip and Grip from Bare Threads Designs, and it's a silicone mat. When you put this mat on your table, it stays where you put it, and whatever you put on the mat also stays put. It is a wonderful, wonderful tool. Now that solves the mat moving around, but now we need to solve the fabric problem. What I'm going to do is to take a rubbing plate, and here's my second favorite tip, and that is to use a repositionable adhesive spray. I call this stuff Post-it notes in a can because that's how it acts when we put it on our rubbing plates. I'm going to spray my plate, and then I just need to let this dry off for a few seconds. Takes less than a minute, and now I can put this down on my mat, put my fabric over the top, and the great thing is that my fabric stays exactly where I put it. So the first tip is to use the sticky mat. The second tip is to use the sticky spray. Now here's a great tip for using the Paintstiks. For a long time when I started this, I would always use the end of the paint stick, but instead, one of my friends told me, use the side of the stick. Now, if I have a full-size paint stick, what I do is I pull it out of the wrapper and actually cut a chunk off with a paring knife. The other thing that you can do is take these little mini paint sticks and just peel them out of the wrapper and use them that way. Now paint sticks have a film over the outside of the stick, and we always have to get underneath that film to get to the soft paint underneath. If we're using the side of the paint stick, we're going to take a small paring knife and just gently peel that film away. It's not real thick, so you don't need to worry about taking a whole lot of paint off. But we do want to make sure that these peelings go in the garbage and not on the floor. Now we have a paint that is the consistency of a lipstick or a grease paint. Now the great thing about using the side of the paint stick is that it gives us a flat surface area to work with, and when we paint with this, you can see that we get a nice clean image. Because we have this flat surface, it keeps our paint from dipping down into areas where we didn't want to be. And because I've got the plate sprayed with sticky spray, I can actually take a different color, which I've also peeled open on the side, and go back in here and make a multicolor image. So those are really my top 3 tips, but I want to show you one more thing. A lot of people ask me, how do I line my images up just so while I'm painting this fabric? And the best tip I can tell you is don't try. Paint a portion of your image, then pick up your fabric and move it. I like to turn it while I'm doing this. Take another color of paint and add another image or another partial image. Move your fabric again, and we can continue on to add images to our fabric until we fill it up. Now here are a couple of pieces of fabric that have already been painted. This is a piece that I used one rubbing plate and lots of the iridescent colors to create this print. And this piece was done with 3 matte color paint sticks and this plate from the Floral Fantasy rubbing plate set. Now, once you've created fabric, you can make all kinds of projects from the painted fabric. These are a couple of handbags from Lazy Girl Designs. These are a couple of fun little snap cases. This is called a Snap Happy bag, and that's from Stitchin' Sisters. Now, if you ever have questions or want more information about making rubbings or anything else to do with paint sticks on fabric, you can refer to a copy of the Paintstiks on Fabric book. And last, I'd like to show you a couple of aprons that I've done. On this one, I've masked off areas of the apron to show the rubbings. And on this one, I actually painted the fabric for the pocket and the border along the bottom. We'll see you next time.